Alright, good morning. This video documentation is for Giovanni Garcia. It's going to be with regards to the return package here for some Bentley Continental Depot headlights. First off, we're just going to go ahead and start by examining the condition of the box. As you can see, this is the return label that we provided for the return right here. And just quick look around the box, I do notice that there is a bit of damage here on this side. Looks like perhaps some rough handling. We'll go ahead and see how this affected the headlights themselves, the components. Moving around to this side, as you can see, there are also puncture marks on the side right here. So again, this is a bit of a cause for concern, but again, we will be examining as we move into the box right here. Another puncture wound on this side, so 3 out of the 4 sides do have puncture marks right there. And at the bottom of the box, does look like a little bit of wear and tear, a small little puncture mark right there as well. So that being said, as you can see, the box is still fully sealed as we received it. And so we will be opening this on camera just to document the condition of the lights coming back. So go ahead and start cutting right here. So, peeling this back, it does look like the headlights are kind of tossed in there, not so much in the way of packaging or extra space, so that might be a concern. We'll go ahead and pull this out. And again, these are not the boxes that the headlights were shipped in. They're actually shipped in a much larger box than this, so again, this can be a point of concern right here. Put these off to the side. Thank you. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start examining this headlight right here. It does look like it's been taped together. We'll go ahead and cut that. This off to the side. Go. So first we'll start by examining the housing right here. Gonna check for any kind of major blemishes or marks or anything like that. It does look like there's some scratching right here. Just a bit right here along the top portion of the headlight. Now moving forward, we're gonna go check out the mounting tabs. This does look to be in good condition. Top tab right here. Moving forward here, just kind of checking for anything. It does look like a bit of scratching right here as well, like on the plastic surface right there of the rear housing. Moving forward, we'll kind of go over here. A little bit more scratching right there as well as on this portion right here. Now moving forward, we're going to go ahead and check out the other top mounting tab right here. There are some Nix installation marks right there along the top edge. You can see the plastic is slightly marred. And same goes here on the outer edge right here of the headlight. Again, we're looking at the passenger right side headlight. Some scratching right there on the outer portion. So moving back to the rear housing, I'll go ahead and check the housing is solid, so that's not an issue right there. Cap does look a little bit dirty. There does seem to be small little kind of nicks and scratches there. Those might be a little hard to see on the camera right here. So I'm going to go ahead and place this back on there. And kind of visually inspecting the rest of the rear housing right here. The pins on the headlight right here do appear to be in good condition. They do appear to be in a straight position. So we'll kind of continue on downwards. Again, we do see some pretty big scratching down here. Some marring of the headlight right here, perhaps from the installation process. But yeah, you can see it along the bottom edge right here where one of the mounts would actually go onto, as well as the bottom portion right here, this little flat portion under the high beam. Now moving forward, coming over to this mounting clip. This one looks in decent condition. I do see that it appears that this little clip thing was left on there. Yeah, no, there is slight scratching and kind of dust or debris down here, kind of sticking to the plastic. So that concludes this first one right here. We're going to go ahead and place the passenger side off to the side. And now we'll go ahead and get started with the driver's side. Just real quick before we jump to this one, also wanted to check out the lens real quick before we go. So peel this back, see it still has the protective cover on it, and really just checking for dings or marks. For example, right here there is one. I'll try to get it at a good angle, but this little portion right here, you could feel the scratch right there, right in this area. Yeah, so that one might be a little hard to see here on camera. I'll go ahead and try to also supplement this with photos. But yeah, there is one right here. Let's see, moving forward. It seems kind of like just a little debris. This portion seems okay. Now moving to the high beam area. This one actually seems to be in a little bit better condition, so no marks or anything right here. But we do have the one mark in the corner right here for the low beam on the passenger side headlight. So I'll go ahead and put this off to the side, and I'll go ahead and start on this one. Again, we'll start on the top portion of the housing. So far so good right here. Doesn't really seem to be a lot of the marring and kind of nicks from the other side. There is a slight one right here. See this portion right here, looks like a small bit of metal or something cut into it. So that is right there. Again, on the top portion right here, we're looking at the top mount. This does show installation signs. You can see some marring toward the top right there, and kind of around the edges of the mounting tab. So moving over to this mounting tab, this one does also show slight marring right here at the corner. You can see kind of along the edges as well. Okay, and moving to the side over here. Side looks pretty okay. Not any kind of real damage or marring right there. Gonna move backwards over here to the low beam rear housing cap, and go ahead and pop this off. Check the housing. Seems pretty solid, so that's not an issue. Place this back on there. This cap does also have slight marring right here at the edges, like along the outer edge of the cap, as well as in this little blade right here. Okay, place this back, and continuing back here, pins do look to be in good condition. They are straight and correctly positioned. There is a little bit of kind of marring along the edges of the connector right here. Kind of see along the outer edge right here. So moving forward, inner portion of the housing seems to be okay. We'll go towards the bottom now. Bottom, we do see some scratching. You see some scratching right here, little disfigurement of the plastic, as well as this little bottom clip mounting area and this portion of the headlight right here as well. It does look like a bit of installation marks right there. Now we're going to focus our attention over here on the other lower mounting tab. We do see a little bit of scratching here along the edges, a little bit of tiny bit along the top edges right here as well. Okay, and finally we're going to move to the, oh wow, okay, so this is some pretty major damage right here. This is actually going to be the high beam on the driver's side headlight, and as you can see, this has completely come off. So this, just from the way that the box was received, this might be related to shipping damage. This does not normally come loose in the normal operation of the headlight, so again, this is a point of concern right here. As for the lens, it does look like inside there appears to be some marking, possibly from this coming off and hitting the lens inside. Might be difficult to see maybe from the lighting, but you could see a ring in this portion right here that seems to match the curvature of this little shroud. So again, this is a major point of concern right here. And moving over to the low beam. The low beam lens itself actually does not look too bad. Doesn't feel like any kind of visible or any kind of deep scratches or anything like that, so that's good for that. Again, major points of concern here will be the high beam shroud right here, as well as the installation marks on both of the headlights. So that being said, this does conclude the video documentation for right now. I will be further advising via eBay and email just to advise us to the next steps moving forward. Thank you very much.